In this video, we're going to be covering the Frozen Empress DLC for Code Vein. This is the new DLC that just came out a couple days ago, and it's very, very similar to Hellfire Knight. This is something we pretty much anticipated. It's basically one new depth that you go into, get a couple of keys. In this case, they're cores instead of traditional keys, and then you go and fight the Frozen Empress in her arena. And just like Hellfire Knight, there's a series of challenges you must do in order to unlock equipment, and you can scale the boss up higher and higher in order to unlock new challenges and new cosmetics. This time there are only 2 new blood codes in Pollux and Ymir, and there are a couple of cores that go with Asclepius. There are some more cores that will be coming in the next DLC, Lord of Thunder, which of course will probably be very, very similar. Ymir has excellent vitality scaling and some powerful frost spells that you can utilize. And Pollux is another strength scaling blood code that has a couple of new attack moves that can be used with different weapons. On the weapons front, there's a new greatsword that has pretty decent strength scaling. It also has high willpower requirement, meaning that it's going to be useful for a mage build that's playing, some sort of hybrid. The new Halberd looks exceptionally good, has excellent strength scaling, and the thing that's really good about it is the weight. It's basically the lightest halberd there is, so if you're trying to have quick mobility and excellent damage, this is going to be something you're going to want to have. The Snowdrift Surer is a hammer that has very, very good strength scaling. It's also very light at only 58 weight. But what's really interesting about it is it has 96 slash, crush, and pierce defense, meaning if you fortify this, you can get 100% block with a hammer. The Bloody Snow Bayonet has exceptionally good dexterity and willpower scaling, making it perfect for a hybrid caster or bayonet melee build. It's very quick and also very light, and since it only scales off dexterity and willpower, it's going to allow you to do a lot of damage per shot. Maybe not as much damage as a mind willpower scaling bayonet, because as we know, bayonet shots scale off mind and willpower. But it's probably going to be a better hybrid bayonet if you're playing a mix of melee and ranged attacks. The new Bloodveil Sub-Zero Shroud has A+ willpower scaling, and I haven't maxed it out, but it looks to be as good, if not better, than Suicide Shroud in terms of willpower scaling. The difference here is that it weighs a ton, and it has very high resistances. So you're going to want to be playing this if you're not planning on moving around much. You're going to have very, very slow mobility if you're using this Shroud, or Bloodveil. Witching Thorn is another blood veil you can get that basically gives you increased dexterity scaling. So this is going to give you higher parry and backstab damage. And it's very, very light, so it should give you very good mobility as well. As you might imagine, the Frozen Empress is extremely weak to fire, and a lot of the abilities gotten in the previous DLC, Hellfire Knight, particularly from Cert, are very, very effective because of the defensive things swirling around the boss. There are a couple of AoE fire attack skills that do damage over time and have a tendency to knock these out of the air because they're very, very difficult to target. You can't actually lock onto them. So you're going to want to be using that blood code if you want to have an easier time with that fight. If you're finding it difficult, make sure to equip Cert and get those spells. I have no idea when the next DLC is coming for Code Vein. I'm going to assume it's probably going to be about the same time next month. I don't know why there isn't more of an announcement about these DLCs. It seems like they just keep slipping in under the radar. I was like, someone messaged me, hey, the DLC's out. I'm like, oh, okay, I had no idea. So I'm expecting this probably again towards the end of next month. We'll probably see another one. I think once a month is kind of their plan, but I'm just guessing. Stay tuned for more Code Vein content. I'll probably try and put together a couple of builds, one with the Cert, so you can see how it works against the boss, and maybe a sort of an ice build with the new ice spells. We'll see if I have time. We're going to be going into Neo 2 here pretty quick. The Last Chance trial is today, so if you want to check out some Neo 2, be sure to stop by and play that. And otherwise, I'll see if I can squeeze it in.